This storm system is getting stronger, everyone. It has grown some more. Now we have a huge moderate section for today, also for tomorrow, an even bigger moderate section for our severe weather that's going to happen. And showing that it will bring a lot of lift, a lot of dew points as it goes overnight for Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and some of Michigan, bringing you chances for a tornado threat. And as you go early in the morning over here for Alabama, bringing you a tornado threat before you get another round of storms coming through, bringing you another tornado threat. So I'm going to show you the latest information in this video, everyone. Plus, I am showing there's a good chance, crazy, but hurricane season could be starting early, showing that we could get some buildup over towards Central America as we go later in March, and something could form up. So I'm going to show you that information as well. Just really crazy times we are living right now. I really think we are, everyone. Now I'm going to go through this real quick after I show you some information. That way you can see what areas, what timing, what cities has what threat. I will be fast because this is what I want to show you most of all, but there's some information I need to show you first so you know what it is I'm showing you with confidence. So let's go through the threat and then we'll go through the information. And for today, you do have a moderate section for tornadoes as well as not just for the winds, everyone. Plus you have the significant severe still in all this black, chances for EF2 or greater tornadoes. So here's your cities and states at risk for the tornado threat for today. And this does start around 3 and 4 p.m. this afternoon. Now your wind threat has a big upgrade. Now you have this huge 45%, everyone, all the way from Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, into northern Arkansas and western Tennessee, western Kentucky. Plus the significant severe right here in the black, chances for winds up to 75 miles per hour wind gusts or greater, but you have chances for 90 in this pink section. So here's your cities and states at risk for the damage and wind threat for today. And this is going overnight into the early morning hours. And you still have your hail threat, chances for 2 inches in diameter at least in this black section, plus baseballs in this 30%. So here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat for today. National Weather Service has a regional outbreak of severe storms is likely across the mid-Mississippi Valley to lower Mississippi Valley, including portions of the lower Ohio Valley. Tornadoes, several of which could be strong. Widespread damage and winds with gusts from 70 miles per hour to 90 miles per hour. And scattered large hail up to baseball size will be possible. Now, as we go to Saturday, this is where things get worse. We do have a group of storms that could bring a tornado threat as you go late Friday night, early in the morning for Saturday, as moving through the northern half of this risk. I will show you. But for the southern half, this is where it really grows for the moderate and the enhanced feature. Plus our tornadoes is the moderate, everyone. So please be aware of that. And a significant severe has grown all the way into Kentucky now and into Georgia. Showing we could get a round of storms, not only in Alabama, but twice in Alabama, bringing a tornado threat all the way from Alabama towards Atlanta. I will show you. But so far, here's your cities and states at risk for the tornado threat as we go through Saturday. And the wind threat is strong as well. We have a huge 45% area now, everyone, and a significant severe going all the way into Kentucky, all the way into Georgia. So here's your cities and states at risk for the wind threat as well. It will bring some damage and winds, everybody. And you still have the hail threat also. You have the big 30% risk you need to watch out for and a significant severe in this black section. So here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat as you go through Saturday. National Weather Service has a tornado outbreak is possible on Saturday across the central Gulf Coast states and deep south into the Tennessee Valley. Numerous significant tornadoes and some long track tornadoes are expected on Saturday afternoon and evening. Centered on eastern Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, widespread damage and wind swaths and scattered large hail are likely. And don't forget about our fire threat. You see it has stretched all the way to the elevated all the way towards Michigan now. But now we really have this area you need to watch out for northeastern Oklahoma, going through eastern Kansas, and you have the big critical and extreme still. So please be aware of the fire threat for today. It will be serious, especially with the winds. So here's your cities and states at risk for the fire threat for today, and today is going to be the worst day. Now we will zoom in a little closer. Let me show you some information first, so you can see also with your winds for today that your winds are ramping up already, and it's going to keep on going on all the way to the early afternoon, bringing that 50 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts. And this is right when your storms are going to get started. Mostly over here for Iowa as it stretches from Missouri towards Iowa and bows out. This is bringing the strong winds, 50, 60, even 70 in there in that brown. As this goes further through the afternoon, as it goes from Minnesota, eastern Iowa, into Wisconsin, into Illinois, it starts weakening down from Minnesota. It does bring the 50, 60, even pockets of 70 on some of those cells, but it weakens down from Minnesota and stretches into Wisconsin, Illinois. You even getting them for Missouri going to southern Illinois. It's just two different groups of storms as that pushes all night long with those winds all the way to Wisconsin, all the way to eastern Illinois. You get some very strong cells. We will go through that. That's something you need to watch out for. As that goes all the way towards Michigan, still bringing some winds with that. Not super strong, but it's bringing the 50 miles per hour wind gusts with that all the way to northern Wisconsin also, into Indiana as these storms pass by for tomorrow morning. Then we have our event for Saturday. Showing as you go through the day, the wind gusts pick up, and for the banding, the wraparound coming through the upper Midwest. Look at this, showing still 50, 60, and 70 all in that line of storms. Then it picks up strong as it goes from Oklahoma, Kansas, into Missouri, all the way into Illinois, overnight for Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, just bringing those 50 miles per hour wind gusts and 60 with them as well as you go all the way into Saturday. Then we have Saturday's event. Now look at this. This is your dew points. As you go from Friday night, as you're getting that Bowen feature out, bringing all these winds all the way into Illinois, all the way till midnight, you still have 60 dew points carrying into southern Illinois, into Indiana, going to Michigan, going towards Ohio. Now, this is helping you get these storms as you go late in the evening. So as you go from 10 p.m., you have some strong storms over here in southern Illinois, western Tennessee, western Kentucky. These could be tornadic as they go through the evening. Then it goes through Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and it is bringing some strong dew points, still in those 60 dew points as all that carries further to the north. Then as that group of storms moves into Michigan, moves into Ohio, you still get some loose stragglers. Then as we go through the day from noon and on, this is where you get some strong storms. First, you get some storms in the morning before you even get your daytime heating. This is for Alabama. And remember, you have all these 60 and 70 dew points in the south. So this is where you get a lot of storms across the south, and it builds your chances for some supercells coming through Alabama as you go by for tomorrow morning. Then it's going to grow from Mississippi, Louisiana, and you get some chances for your storms as well. And this is where you get chances for your tornadoes to pop up, everyone. But watch how all this goes to the east again after it goes by Louisiana, after it goes by Mississippi, right towards Alabama again as you go by tomorrow night, bringing these strong storms across all the way towards Atlanta. Now, it starts congealing to a linear event where it could bring damage and winds, but you cannot rule out a QLCS tornado. But some of these cells are really looking like some strong cells. Like, you're really going to see some bad tornadoes as we go through for tomorrow. You can also see your lift, your instability as you go through the evening after you get the Bowen line feature, bringing all these damage and winds to everyone else. A lot of hail as well. Look at the instability growing. It getting even more intense as it goes through southern Illinois early in the morning. Then that line of storms that carries all the way from Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, as you go through noontime for tomorrow. But over here for the south, look at the instability. Look how it grows for tomorrow morning. Now you're getting all the way over 3,000 joules. Very strong instability for these storms to feed on. So after you get the first group of storms passing by Alabama, look at the second group that you get down here that could really ramp up your chances for your tornadoes. This is where it's tapping to a lot of that instability. And then look at that it pivots right towards Alabama as you go late in the evening into the early morning hours. So as these storms build up right here, bring your chances for the strong tornadoes as well. Look how that carries across. Very strong supercells looking like they're going to go right into Alabama while you get a linear event of damage and winds that goes across Tennessee, northern Mississippi. But you see each one of these could easily have a hook to them, and we could see multiple warned cells. Matter of fact, a good friend, Reed Timmer, meteorologist, says we could see 50 to 100 tornadoes, everyone. It is going to be a very potent Saturday. overnight Friday, but mostly for our Saturday. And as it carries towards the evening for Saturday, it goes further towards the east. Southern Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida, northern Georgia. This is where your threat is still going to persist for chances for tornadoes, everyone. This has grown even more. But for Sunday, we still have our severe weather risk. We have the 5% and we have the 15%. So far, here's your cities and states at risk. And National Weather Service has severe storms with large hail, severe gusts, and possibly a few tornadoes are expected on Sunday across parts of the Atlantic coastal states. Impacts, your hail threat. You can see as you go through the evening for tonight, you're going to start getting large hail moving through Missouri. This stretches into eastern Iowa, into western Illinois, a big area right here for large hail. If you're within this circle, please be aware not only for the damage and winds, the chances for the tornadoes, the large hail right here is going to be destructive, everybody. Then look over here for the south. So as you go through for Saturday, it starts growing a little bit for your morning event. But once you get that daytime heating, those storms really kick off, bringing you chances for large hail across the south. All the way from Mississippi, going into Tennessee, going a little bit into Georgia and Alabama. If you're in this region, stay away from the windows, everyone, and please take care of your pets. Damage and winds are going to continue tonight all through Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, and for tomorrow morning, bring more damage and winds, 50 and 60 miles per hour wind gusts, and maybe get 70 miles per hour wind gusts for the southern Appalachians as well. But like I said, this afternoon, we will see further on this event as well. But showing these storms will train, especially as you go through Saturday, and bring you a big chance for flooding. So if you are in this region right here, be warned, you got chances for anywhere from 2 to 4, even showing a hot spot for northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, central Tennessee, 5 to 6 inches of rainfall. Still bringing heavy snow towards higher elevations of Washington, Oregon, California, even some for Idaho, a little bit of the west, a little bit of Wyoming, Colorado, a little bit of Arizona. And you're still getting it for the Dakotas, but you're still getting all those very strong winds. And for western Minnesota, your snowfall has increased, but beware of the winds. This will bring out those blizzard conditions. But showing that can really ramp up to where you can get anywhere from 6 to 8, 6 to 9 inches of snow. Still showing after we go Monday into Tuesday, we're going to get that next snowstorm coming through off the Rockies. And this is going to come across for Wednesday, bring heavy snow towards the central plains, move across the Midwest. We also have some chances for severe weather. We'll go through this next week, everyone. But you see also it has its chances for the heavy snow to come along with that while we get that cold blast behind that. Still showing that's going to add up for the Pacific Northwest, and as it comes across for the Central Plains and the Midwest, bringing still a lot of snow, everyone. So I will keep you updated. So far, it looks like a pretty big snowstorm. Now, before we go to the map and get a timing on these storms for your area, look at the AO, the Arctic Oscillation, still showing that we're going to go into a negative pattern as we go through April, everybody. And showing it could stay that way as we go through all of April. This don't mean it's going all the way towards the deep south. I'm seeing a different pattern where it's going to come towards the central U.S. and the West Coast is more likely where this is going to hang out. Plus, we got to talk about this as well. Our favorable environment is going to grow as we go into late March, going all the way into April, everyone. And especially this event right here, going to late March and the beginning of April. This is right in our section. This is where we have some lift, some favorable environment coming through, and we could see a early hurricane season, at least for the Pacific. But showing as we go from late March that we're going to have some favorable environment coming through over here for the southeast, going through the Western Caribbean. Also, it moves into Central America, into the Pacific, is where you're more likely going to get something formed. But we need to watch for front-induced storms while we have this favorable environment. This could start a strong storm as well. But so far, it's showing we could get something come right through Central America and go right into the Eastern Pacific as we go towards the end of March, everybody. Now, let's get a little bit of a timing on these storms. Remember, this time up here on top is Central Time, everybody. So as we go into later this evening, this is where everything really starts bowing out as we go towards 5 p.m., 4 and 5 p.m., all the way from eastern Nebraska going into Missouri. We do get some storms a little north. But this bowing feature is what's going to bring you a lot of damage and winds as you go through the evening. Look how this grows all the way into Iowa. Now it's going to northern Missouri. Still have this bowing feature. Still have some strong storm cells right here with some hail cores as well. This is all the way by 7 o'clock as you go all the way towards 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Still rolling through, but now it's done with Missouri. Now it's going towards Minnesota. This is where you're getting some storms pushing north. You're getting some winds. Also over here for a little bit of Wisconsin, this is where you're going to start seeing it. But going through Illinois, these cells are going to be pretty potent cells, as well as these storm cells that's moving through western Tennessee and western Kentucky. These are ones I showed you that could be tornado warned as it goes through the night. 10, 11:30, 12:30, just steadily moving through. This is where you go into northern Minnesota now. The storms are going to start dissipating. Now you're getting your snow. You're getting a lot of winds. This is where you're getting different impacts now. But look, as you go towards 12 o'clock, all the way towards 1 o'clock in the morning, now these storms are going to move a little bit further to the east. Now you're getting it for southern Wisconsin. This is where you're getting your 40 to 50 miles per hour wind gusts going to Illinois, western Tennessee, western Kentucky. 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 going through Indiana, central Kentucky, and 4:30 and 5:30. Now you're getting storms moving through Michigan. It's starting to lose its power. Going through Ohio, it's losing its power as well. These are just turning into regular storms now. But now you're going towards 7 o'clock in the morning. This is where the storms start in the south. And you get a good round of storms first for Alabama, going towards Birmingham as you go by early in the morning. This is by 7 a.m. for tomorrow. You're going to get a lot of storms coming through. Could see a tornado on one of these cells as well, but it really picks up as you get the daytime heating as you go 10 and 11 o'clock. Now you're getting a lot of singular cells all the way from northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, going into Tennessee. You're also getting some from far northern Georgia, but the ones that come from Louisiana and going to Mississippi, this really pops up for northern Louisiana. So you get cells from northern Louisiana, you really get them for the North Shore, not really over here along the West Bank. You still need to be warned of what gets pulled off the Gulf, but it really strengthens as it goes towards this moderate section. And you can see the hail cores as well. A lot of good hail cores for northern Mississippi as you go by for 1 o'clock in the afternoon for tomorrow. Then it keeps growing as you go through the afternoon, 2, almost 3 o'clock. More hail cores all through northern Mississippi, central Mississippi. These are these strong cells you need to watch out for a chance for a strong tornado as you go through the afternoon. 3:30, 4:30, you still have thunderstorms rolling through Tennessee, rolling through Kentucky, but you really need to watch out for these cells from Tennessee and south for a chance for a strong tornado, everybody. Look how it moves from 5:30, 6:30, starts going through Alabama again. Here you go for 7:30, 8:30, steadily moving to the east, but now it's starting to turn into more of a damage and wind event, but you can't rule out a QLCS tornado as you go by 10 o'clock for tomorrow. All the way for far southern Mississippi, moving through Mobile, through Montgomery, through Birmingham, still getting a lot of good hail cores, but this is where it's going to impact for northern Georgia, go all the way for tomorrow night, and going all the way from Alabama with the hail cores going into northern Georgia towards Atlanta as you go by for 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for Sunday. So look at these strong cells still carrying across as we go by for Sunday morning. But I truly hope this has helped you in some way prepare for what is coming your direction. We are seeing some powerful storms, everyone. And we didn't even get started with our severe weather season yet. It really ramps up as we go April into May on our chances for tornadoes. So we're going to see way stronger systems than this, believe that or not. But thank you for your time. Thank you for all the shares and helping get the word out to people. Keep your eyes open on these storms, everyone. Do not turn your back on them. I will keep you updated this afternoon. And remember, starting for tomorrow, it is Sabbath, so hope you have a great Sabbath. I will upload, of course, because this is a very dangerous situation. I'm going to try and go back to my earlier times I used to do when we had severe weather, when we had hurricane season, uploading at 7 a.m. everyone Central Time. So keep a lookout for that as well. And remember, everyone, pray to God. He will keep you safe. Before I go, Philippians 4, 5 through 7. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Amen. Hope everyone is ready. This is the day of the storms. A lot of you are going to see it come by really quick. It's going to be powerful, and that's just it. But a lot of people is going to see 2 and 3 rounds of these storms. So please check on your neighbors. Check on the pets. Make sure everyone is okay. Above all glory goes to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope He keeps you safe every single day of your life, everyone that is around you, and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. I'll see you this afternoon.